It's quitting time. The time to quit. It's a little early than quitting time. I ducked out a little early today. Young Tad and I spent the morning and afternoon editing the Little Bighorn Tavern Talk. We have 10 minutes left to go through. And then the discussion part is over. Wednesday, Jim Hessler's coming in. We're going to write a script for me to read into a teleprompter for the beginning. And we'll record that someday, probably in December. Otherwise, how are you all? Good afternoon, 6 questions. Sorry, my lens is a little schmutzy, but that adds a nice kind of diffusion. Let me just grab a napkin here, and I will hold it 1 second there. Clean my lens a little. That didn't do much, did it? Okay, good evening, Valerie. How are you? Phil, hello. 6 questions says, how was the Boo Bash? Oh, Boo Bash at the Barn Resort was very good, actually. We had a lot of fun. It was nice to see all the costumes and everything. And there were probably, I think Cindy said there were 350 kids that came in with their parents and walked through. And they were little babies all the way up to probably 14, 15, I think. Some of our friends were there with their kids, and it was really cool. Very cool, very nice. Good to see people of the community come out with their tables full of sugary treats for the youngsters. And it was nice. We had a nice time. And we took some video so that the kids come up and tell us what their Halloween costumes are, and tried to interview them a little bit. If I can, I'll try to pull some of the good ones out and make a short little video to play on AG Today this week. If I can't do it this week, I'll do it next week, but it'll be untimely at that point. But, I do what I can. I do what I can. I don't even really have the time to edit my own show to put out during the week because of the Tavern Talk thing. Got to get a second computer. That's the beauty of it all there. I got to get a second computer. With a second computer, Tad can edit one thing, I can edit another. But while we're still using the one computer in the studio, we are obviously limited to doing one thing at a time. And they're so time consuming that the Tavern Talks have to take precedent now so that they can come out by January. So that is that. I'm going to go down here through town, and we'll go down to the southern end of the battlefield. We'll go through, Howard Avenue first, up over Channing's Knoll, and so on and so forth. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Dustin. Marie, hello. And Chris, hello to you. So if you were with us on our Antietam fundraiser tour with Scott Hartwig, I'm working on an idea for next year, several ideas for next year. I think at least one of them is viable to do next year. A second one pretty close to viable. The other ones, who knows? We'll see. Depends on how much help I can get putting them all together. But I think you're going to like the one. It's going to be here at Gettysburg. I am not sure if it's a day long or 2 days, but I'll work that out and figure it out. But if the initial idea was 1 day, but it's like a day, full day. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But I think you'll like it. But save your pennies. Start saving them now. Actually, save your quarters. I don't think pennies are going to cut it. But it'll be a full day. It'll be a long day. And it'll be a day that you have not experienced here in Gettysburg. Perhaps you have. Maybe long, I don't know. Maybe somebody already does this. But so far, the people I've told it to acted like they've never heard of it done this way before. So we'll see. But who cares? Who cares? Sarah says, hey, everyone, just read a chapter of one of Washington's Crossing by Daniel Hackett Fisher that I just bought a couple of weeks ago. Very nice, very nice. Our final Tavern Talk that we're filming on November 9th is about Valley Forge. And that'll be out for America 260. Mike says, what an incredibly historically significant town, Gettysburg. Yes, sir. Indeed. So many layers of history here. Prior to and after the battle. It really is a fascinating area to live in. Adams County in general, but Gettysburg especially, of course. Oh yeah, Ricky Fowler. I just put remind me on that preview last night, and the guy who plays him, what's his name? He's good, but I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, it is actually good and not stupid like a lot of the history shows that they've been making lately. I don't know if you saw the recent Monster Ed Gein, but that is like the Ed Gein story on LSD. Yes, Marie, Garfield the cat. Ricky says, yes, should be good. If it stays close to the book, it will be. Well, remember Manhunt, right? That's based on a book, and they did not. That was horrible. America 260, says Sarah. You mean America 250? Oh, did I say 260? Oh, I'm jumping ahead there. Yeah, sorry, 250. Why the hell would I say 260? What is on my mind that I'm thinking 260? Maybe that I feel. No, we'll go down Confederate Avenue. Sorry. Rockstar Redneck says, God bless Dixie. Well, he better hurry up. He certainly didn't do it last time. Certainly didn't do it last time. Valerie says, I've been reading about the Spangler Farm recently, and my most recent favorite book about the battle was the meteorologist one. Ah, yes. Jeffrey Harding. And God, I am so behind on everything. I can't keep up with anything anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I was supposed to have him on the show. You know what? I think it's over. I can't keep up with the workload anymore. I think I have to say, I have to admit that it's done, right? Isn't that what you do when you can't keep up with it anymore? You say it's over. I think the Tavern Talks are going to be my farewell to everyone. They'll come out and we'll be done. I think that's what we have to do. I just can't keep up anymore. I can't keep up with who I'm supposed to have on the show and which show goes out and which shows get released, and yeah. What do they say? Stick a fork in it, it's done. I think that's it. I think that's it. I'll go away for a while and I'll learn how to do AI, because that's going to take over everything anyway. So I might as well learn how to do that. And yeah. Ricky Fowler says, touche. Touche accepted. Thank you. Amanda says, that can't be that interesting. It's just him digging up bodies? Question mark. No, Amanda, no, because they did not stick to reality, and they made it into this fakakta thing. The one thing I thought was cool about it was that they would jump around in time. So you would be watching the Ed Gein story play out, and then you would jump ahead to 61, 62, when Alfred Hitchcock is talking with the author of Psycho, wanting to option it for a movie, um, and all that, and about, kind of the making of Psycho. And then the next episode, they jump ahead to the late 60s, early 70s, when the guy, I forget his name, who did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, learns about Ed Gein and writes the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and makes that. And then they go ahead to Buffalo Bill during the Silence of the Lambs and all that stuff. I thought that was cool. The problem is that they didn't tell the Ed Gein story historically accurate. Yes, I said accurate. And that's the problem I have with it. I watched an interview with this guy who wrote a book. It's like the book about Ed Gein. I don't know if it was the first one, but it's like the definitive one. I want to say it's called Deviant, but that might be wrong. Anyway, I watched an interview with him, and he was talking about Monster, and he was just like, because he was expecting, when he heard that something was being made about Ed Gein, he was expecting to be contacted to have his book optioned, and never heard from anybody, and then saw it, and he was just like, what the hell is this? So there were a lot of things about that are just not correct historically. Okay, let's see. Ken says Tavern Talk last night was great. Oh, I forgot that came out. I should have watched that with you guys. Yeah, so patrons have been watching the unedited Tavern Talks. So I put out the unedited Jim Hessler one, and last night I put out the unedited Doug Dowd's one about airborne operations for D-Day. And yes, that was a good one, wasn't it? And that should be easier to edit. And I think because most people in the audience didn't have a firm pre-existing foundational knowledge of that topic. So we really only had the material that Doug gave us to go off of, which enabled us to stay in our lane. Little Bighorn and later John Brown, those two, you had two things working against us. One, they are both controversial figures that get people's heart rates up to this day. And two, most everybody in the audience, if not everybody, had a depth of knowledge about John Brown, or at least a solidified opinion about John Brown, good or bad. And so it got people talking, and it was good. It was great. And I'm not going to try to cut that one down for time. We gave up on cutting down the Little Bighorn Tavern Talk for time. And really, that was kind of at the behest of Jim Hessler, because he came in one day and we were showing him, and he saw it unedited, and he was like, he goes, in the Custer Little Bighorn world, very often you'll see a video that's like 2 hours on the Little Bighorn. So don't be afraid to have it be 2 hours, because that is like red meat for the Bighorn people. And I was like, okay, that's all I needed to hear. And so we're like, let's just finish this now. So that's what we're in the process of doing. But yeah, so the John Brown one will be out next for patrons, and it's, again, unedited. It's just, so it starts with all of us, the audience sitting and just small talk, instructions to the audience, things like that, setting angles, testing mics, things like that. And then we go right into it. And because they're not, there's an introduction that has yet to be recorded for each one. And that'll be me reading a summary script into a teleprompter, or from off of a teleprompter into the camera. Rich Snyder says, Manhunt made me throw up. Yeah, such a good book and a horrible TV show, a missed opportunity. I agree. It was like second or third episode, and what's his face? Oh, what the hell's his face? Oh, why is his name escaping me right now? The main guy who like suddenly becomes a detective, Secretary of War. Come on. It's like on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, when he, I can't even remember the actor's name, but he's the main character. You know what I'm saying? When he, his guys are like chasing one of the guys at the back door in the back alley of the theater, and he like runs away from them out the door, and he's waiting there, and he's like, name I can't remember, War Department. And it's like, oh, God. I couldn't. I just thought it was so dumb. Oh, so he went on sprees. Who? Ed Gein? No, he did not. He killed 2 people and dug up the rest. And he killed the 2 because, I think because he basically ran out of candidates in the graveyard. Not that he dug up so many, but he went for a very specific type, and there weren't any, so he kind of had to create them by killing them. But he wasn't a mass murderer, and I mean, I guess if he killed 2, you're a serial killer, but they don't technically consider him that, although he is described as that often by the media and in Hollywood. But I don't believe the criminology people actually consider him a serial killer, at least according to that interview that I watched. Ziggle, excuse me, says, love when he does these drives. Drive safe, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You're the only person that's ever said that. Cliff McCurley says, I thought it was interesting how they portrayed his schizophrenia, but man, they fictionalized way too much in that series. Yes, they did. He also did not help the FBI catch Ted Bundy. He also was not in contact with Richard Speck. That just, it, yeah, I don't know, and it's another missed opportunity. And I liked the other monsters, the Menendez brothers story, although that one has its issues, and then the Jeffrey Dahmer one was good too, but I think that has its issues as well. So, they like to kind of take these stories and horrify them or horrorize them, and they're not meant to be, history films. Wundermonkey says, woohoo. Wildlife Videos 1 says, hi Matt, I was just down yesterday for a few hikes. What a beautiful day of the day's battlefield. I hope all is well. Thank you very much. All is well. I hope all is well with you. Now, don't go any further down Wheatfield Road because, I lose signal there. And it's weird. I didn't always. So it's odd how that goes. Maybe it's weather. Maybe in the winter. I don't. It could be. I'm not sure. I'll have to try it when the winter is full on. Wildlife says the sky was so beautiful, blue and beautiful white clouds. Too bad I cannot share pics. Yes, you're talking about yesterday. It was beautiful yesterday. The Barton Resort, ladies and gentlemen, you go check it out and get out there while the weather's still nice, because they've got this not patio. Well, yeah, kind of a patio, pavilion type of patio thing out back off of the restaurant and bar, with some, activities to do out there. But the view alone is just beautiful and really, really worth the visit, just to go and see the view. Sit there and eat your dinner and look out at the mountains across all the farmland. It's just such a gorgeous view out there. I love that view. Ezekiel says, I bet I'd love to drive up and start in the morning on an all-day hike. One day I'm going to do that. Well, you might want to wait until we announce what our fundraiser event is next year. It's a big idea, and it's probably really stupid because it's going to cost a lot of money just to put on. But it'll be worth it. I think you guys will really like it. Marie says Tobias Menzies. That's it. He has the Menzies. That's it. Tobias Menzies. I should always remember it that way. Matthew Gillespie says, I'm late. I hope I didn't miss much. Nah, not much. Just me bitching. Wildlife Video says, don't wait. Life's too short. Plan it now. Make it happen. I will guide you if you would like, or better yet, hire a licensed battlefield guide. Yeah, I agree with that. Hire a licensed guide. But always, you can always have a friend take you around. There's nothing wrong with that. It's totally legal. Thank you for the coffee there, Matthew. Eric Houston, hello. Where are you now? What country are you in? You're like Uncle Traveling Matt on Fraggle Rock. Where are you now? Marie says, Eric. Phil says, let me know if you need any volunteers for that big event fundraiser next year. Oh, we will. We will. I will let you know. I'll put the word out. Let's go this way. Somebody asked me today if, or not me, but they asked if, that was on our private forum on Facebook, if the campfire talks are still going on at the battlefield, and the answer is no, because that's put on by the Rangers. So any Ranger programs, anything that the Park Service puts on is obviously canceled during the shutting down of the government. However, licensed battlefield guides are still around. They are still available to give tours. That has not changed due to the shutdown. LBGs are not federal employees. Now, if you think the cat's away and the mice shall play, and you're going to not be hindered by law enforcement, well, then I will say to you that that is not true. Law enforcement is still here. So don't get any ideas. Behave yourself, follow all the rules, and enjoy the battlefield. Eric says, I'm home until next week, then I have to go to Atlanta. Hotlanta! Dustin says, hopefully nobody steals your idea and makes it their own. Trademark. Yeah, well, that's okay. I'm not talking about it until it's done. So, and I'm keeping it very close to the vest. And yes. Eric Houston says, and the Rochester, New York is next week. Oh boy, you are crazy, man. You're going all over the place. Wildlife says, Matt, just so you know, this is your marathon runner, Dingle. LOL. I'm not sure why I'm using... What? What do you mean? I don't get any of those references. My marathon runner. Dingle. I'm not sure why it's using my YouTube page now instead of my real name. I'm very lost and I'm sorry. I apologize. I often say things and then forget I say them the minute I say them. So if marathon runner was a nickname I gave you, if I didn't see you in here the next day where I'd remember it and then call you that on a regular basis, I've forgotten it. That's just how my stupid brain works. Remember last spring I had you talk about the Gettysburg Marathon, Don Dingle. Okay, Don Dingle, I remember the name now. I don't remember talking about the Gettysburg Marathon. I'm sorry. Names, they'll ring a bell. Conversations, unless it's how do I give you a large sum of money to make the next video series you want to make, I don't really remember conversations, I'll be honest with you. And I certainly have a hard time remembering when they're from the comment section. Also because I'm driving, and when I drive, I kind of get hypnotized by the driving. And so anything I say or is said to me, I don't really recall it, which is probably bad now that I think about it. But that, yeah, and don't feel bad, Don, because people will come up to me and they'll say, for example, just because I can't think of a recent one, they'll say something like, "Hey, it's your marathon runner," and then I'll be like, "I'm sorry, what?" And they're like, "Yeah, me, it's your marathon runner," and I go, I still don't get it, and I feel like an asshole, but I mean I am, but I feel like one. It's one thing to be one. It's another thing to feel like one, and I feel bad, but sorry about that, Don. Mis apologias. Phil. Oh, God. Cindy brought it up in the news. Well, that's another thing I don't pay attention to. The whole reason I have the girls on to do the news is so that I don't have to pay attention. I can just goof around with the sound effects and whoever's running the camera under the news. Eric Houston says, I can speak to your bad memory. It took you 3.5 years to relearn my name. Derek, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And again, I feel bad about that, but a lot of shit goes in my eyes and ears and through my brain on a daily basis that it's hard for me to keep track of it all. It really is. I think it's early onset old timers. I can speak to you about, I just read that. See, I didn't even remember I read that. Well, Don says no worries. No, I worry, Don, because I haven't seen you on here probably since spring, right? You've been kind of MIA. And in the meantime, other people come in and it's very hard to keep track of it. And then, then YouTube changes names. Now I'm seeing other things and it's a lot. There was a plein air painter there. Well, looks like a nice job he's doing on the painting. No, Matthew Gillespie, you are correct. I never have trouble remembering your name. Yours is an easy one to remember. Same with Matt McClanahan, Matt Sheeds, anybody named Matt. That's easy. Because then I only have to remember one name, the last name. All right, Georgia's moving very slow like molasses in January. So we're gonna go here to get around Georgia and into the enchanted forest here on what's this, Williams Avenue, I believe. Yes, it's Williams Avenue. Williams. Now, someone told me, it was the great Ken Rich told me that the kind of ravine off to the left of the road here and part of this road, or maybe not this stretch of it here, but off to the left of us is the original Baltimore Pike. And then it was moved over to where it is now later on. I believe it's like kind of goes off to our left and skirts Stevens Knoll off here over to the left and kind of goes down along the base of it. And yeah, that's what Ken Rich told me, and I believe I've heard it from a couple of other people too, not just Ken. Don says, how's this for remembering? Let me share a jingle about the single dingle that likes... Yeah, it didn't help my action in college either. Oh, God. Oh, God almighty. All right, let me just adjust my mirror because it's... Okay. All righty. Moving along here. Beautiful, beautiful sunsets in this area. All year long, really, but you know, they lose a little bit in the winter because there's no foliage for the sun to skim that golden hue off of. But fall, it's still pretty at sunrise and sunset. All right, so let's see. Do I need to stop at a store or anything before I go home? I don't believe I do. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna head home. I'll stick with you until Fairfield, and then I'm going to cast you adrift. Let me just wash my wipers here, or wash my windshield. Excuse me. I got a little pollen, not pollen, but some kind of dust on it. And yeah, all right, let the streaks dry, and then we will have, look at that, there it is, there it is. By the way, if you're coming to town during the week, there's probably about, I think I saw about 8 bags of Little Ground Top left on the shelves. And oh, if you're coming for Remembrance Day weekend, I'm starting a tab at Bantam Roasters. I said to them, listen, I'm gonna start a tab during the parade, but you have to feature Little Ground Top and sell it by the cup. And only people who buy a cup of Little Ground Top will be taken care of by my tab. It's a $20,000 tab that I'm putting on there, so a lot of you can come in and get a cup. I'm just kidding. It's just $100. It's a $100 tab. So you better get in there quick. Maybe 200. Depends on how good you are. So that'll be during the parade. Before, during, and slightly after. Or until the $100 runs out. David says, spending just 15 minutes with Ken Rich will enrich your knowledge about Gettysburg. Well, that's true. A lot of knowledge comes flying at you. My brain's a little too slow to keep up with Ken's mouth. So he'll say a lot of stuff that I'll be like, okay, wait, what? Go back to the first thing you said. But he just rattled off 15. So I try my best. And I know it's all in there somewhere because, like, there's been times where I've been either talking to somebody or walking around. Thank you, Marie, for the super chat. We're walking around or something or talking to someone and something will come up and a memory will fire off. And I know I got it from Ken, especially if it's town related. There's an old saying here at Gettysburg. That is, Ken Rich is the king of the town. It's not really an old saying, I just made it up. Let me back up a bit for this person here. All right, if you want to move back a bit. Or not, you could stay there. All right, so we're gonna go down the Fairfield Road a ways. And you want to talk about pretty sights during sunset. This has some of the best, and I'll show you my favorite one. Well, just as we're about to hit the town of Fairfield, you look off to the right across the fields. I don't know if they've still got rolls of hay yet, but they did not too long ago, and during sunset, it's very pretty. And of course, this video is not going to do it justice, so you'll have to bear with that. Hey, Barbara. What'd you miss, Barbara? What'd you miss? Oh, the battlefield? Yes, you did. You missed the battlefield. So this is, I mean, you know, rush hour. Everybody's rushing to get home. But it dissipates the further you go out of town. David says, Kenny's best fried chicken in Gettysburg. Yeah, they do have good fried chicken there. You're right. I forgot about that. It is. And yeah, you know, yeah, you're right. I used to get that all the time. Because I only lived like, at the time, I lived like a block and a half, 2 blocks at the most away. So I'd walk and I'd get some fried chicken and macaroni and cheese. And it was delish. Oh, Barbara, you took a nap. That's nice. I like naps. Nothing wrong with a good nap, you know? Tori says, I've been missing these live streams. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Usually I do them in the morning, but I thought, what the hell? I haven't done one in a week or more. I'll do one now on the way home. Give them a little, you know, variety, if you will. And also might catch different people because not everybody catches them in the morning. Okay. Eric says, underwhelming chat. $20 if we pay you for a super chat. I think you should pay me for the opposite. All right, let me try to figure that out. $20 if we pay you for a super chat. I should pay you to not chat? Deal. Tori. Oh, Peter Z. Okay. Yes. Oh, because it did. YouTube changed that a couple weeks ago. I don't know why they can't make up their mind. Because I remember it used to be you were Tori 1778, and then it showed your name, and it was like, oh, that's easier. But for whatever reason, they changed it. Oh, negative. I thought that was a dash. I'm sorry there, Eric. Do you guys have early voting in PA? I'm trying to go tomorrow. Do we have early voting in PA? I think we do. I don't know. I don't vote early. I vote on voting day. I never really got the point of early voting. Is it like if you're away? No, that's a mail-in ballot, right? I don't know. It's all convoluted now. I just I go on voting day. I've been busy. Mom had skin cancer, so dealing with that. Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Is it being taken care of? I'm assuming being taken care of, but I mean, is it working? Is it helping? Is she going to be okay? Barbara says they changed our machines to have a paper trail. I just can't stand in a long line. Ah, okay. So then so is early voting like mail in? You get to mail it in early? Is that how it works? Hey, John Hendricks, how are you? Tori says, all good so far was by her eyelid. Ooh. Or her eye. So eyelid stitch closed. Ooh. Permanently or just until the cancer heals? No, about 8 places. Oh, okay. So you still have to go in to vote. Till it heals, I hope. Kinda would be freaky if it's permanent. Yeah, it would, but you never know how these things are supposed to go, right? That sucks, though. Feel bad for your mom. But at least she has you, right? Babber says, from 10:25 to 11:02. Yeah, last year I did mail-in, but we'll do live this time. That's good. Get out, get some air. Having a I don't understand that. So out this way, for those of you who maybe don't want to stand in line for 45 minutes for a table at your favorite Gettysburg restaurant when you come in, not to steer you away from Gettysburg businesses, but sometimes you have a long day, you're on the battlefield, you're hot, you don't want to wait an hour and a half for a table. You want to eat, you're hungry, you're hangry, you're tired, you're overheated. Head out to Fairfield. You've got the Mansion House where we're doing our Tavern Talks, which hopefully after you see the Tavern Talks, you will be so inclined to business thing. Gracious hosts. They really are very nice people, and they're accommodating, very accommodating. Like anything we need, they're right there to help us get it. Just gonna turn it that way so you can kind of see the fields, although the lens flare is kind of killing the sun skimming across the field, but who knows what we'll see. Who knows? But what was I saying? Yeah, what I was saying. Oh yeah, Mansion House, 1757, right there, right here in the main drag. And there's a restaurant called Ventura's. There's Taverna, which is very good. If you go to Taverna, I don't care how old you are, get the chicken tenders. You will not be disappointed. And kind of behind Taverna is a place called Eagle and the Owl, which is at the Ski Liberty Resort. Very cool atmosphere there. You kind of feel like you're in like a movie version of Colorado. And then you continue a little further to the end of this road, and you make a left, and that'll take you into Emmitsburg, and there you have the Odd House, and you also have the whatchamacallit there, Carriage House, which is very good. And so far, the wait has never been as long as a Gettysburg wait. When I've gone to avoid a wait, is what I'm saying. Valerie, yes, this is the Fairfield Road, and this is Fairfield here. The Mansion House is coming up after this stone building. Actually, this stone building is the Mansion House. Yes, Tori, Peter, I am still using DaVinci. Getting more familiar with it, love it. It kicks Premiere's ass. Adobe kind of dropped the ball. And you know what I really, really can't stand about Adobe versus DaVinci? DaVinci does it right. It's a one-time licensing fee, right? I think it's like $250, $350, something like that. One time. You get updates pretty regularly. They're constantly updating things. And it has in it editing like Premiere. It has graphics and other fancy schmancy shit like what do you call it? After Effects. It has audio like Audition. It's got pretty much everything that you need and use in 2 or 3 separate programs with Adobe, but it's all in one with DaVinci, and I like that. Adobe, since I've started using Adobe Creative Cloud, and this is going back over a decade, it has to have cost me thousands of dollars over that time. Easily thousands of dollars. And DaVinci is like one and done. And then I have my serial number. If I get a new computer, I just use that number again. It's just, you know, I don't know. They've done it right. They figured it out. Got to get used to it. I have a ton of videos to edit. Yeah, get used to it. And there's a lot of tutorials you can find on YouTube. All right, I got to get going before you see what the Matt Cave is. But you guys have yourselves a great day. Good to talk to you. I'll be on more maybe this week. Who knows? I got tomorrow I'm running down to Harper's Ferry to get some B-roll for the John Brown Tavern Talk, and so of course, you know, we appreciate your support at patreon.com/addressing Gettysburg, because how do you think I'm able to do all this shit? Thank you very much. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.